Okay, so welcome everybody that is here today and welcome to all those that are online. So today our council meeting, 10th of November, we will now stand for the affirmation. We will get Councillor Blake to read the affirmation.
We recognise the traditional owners of the land. We are inspired by the early pioneers and by those who gave their lives for our country. We now ask God's blessing on our deliberation and on our commitment to build a better lifestyle and environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. This council meeting is being recorded and live streamed to Council's YouTube channel. The recording will also be made available on Council's website. Whilst all care has been taken to ensure that your privacy is maintained, please be aware that your presence may be recorded. So, item 1, do we have any apologies and leave of absence? No. Item 2, confirmation of minutes. We have council meeting held on the Monday 6th of October 2025 and an unscheduled council meeting held on Monday 13th of October 2025. So we have 2 meetings that need to be confirmed.
Happy to move that the minutes are as listed, copies of which have been circulated, be confirmed and approved.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. Do we have someone to second that?
And I'll second that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. Just a show of hands, those in favour? Okay, that's carried. Do we have any matters arising from the minutes? No matters arising from the minutes. We have no presentations or awards, and there are no presentation of petitions and joint letters. So item 6 is disclosure of a conflict of interest at a council meeting. Does any councillor have a conflict that they wish to declare?
Yes, Mayor. Councillor Jenny Greenberger, I would like to declare a conflict of interest. Having read the public question time question, I would like to declare a conflict. My husband is the paid Secretary-Treasurer of the Lake Fines Committee of Management.
Thank you, Councillor Greenberger. Anyone else have any further conflicts to declare? No. Okay. Item 7, informal meetings of councillors. So we have a recommendation there.
I move that the minutes of the informal meetings of councillors be accepted.
Thank you, Councillor Hyde. Somebody to second that, please.
Yeah, happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. The show of hands, those in favour? That's carried. Right, item 8, items brought forward. Are there any items to be brought forward? No. So we'll go into item 9.3, agriculture, economy and tourism, which is business buzz. So we've had a little bit of a change to the way our headings are addressed due to what's on our council plan. So item 9.3.1 is Major Tourism Events Partnership Program, and we have a recommendation there.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to move that Council approves a 3-year partnership, 2025-26 to 2027-28, through the Major Tourism Events Partnership Program for the following annual amounts, including cash and in-kind support, to Grampians Arts, $8,038, Run the Gap, $15,000, Grampians Grape Escape, $45,710, and Great Western Rodeo, $10,000.
Thank you, Councillor Greenberger. We have somebody to second that?
Yeah, well, I'll second that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. So, Councillor Greenberger, would you like to address the council on the motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This motion is to continue strategic direction that was planned in the last council to support major events within the district. Council received 5 applications for the Tourism Events Partnership Program for 3-year funding. Applications were evaluated using the Northern Grampians Events Strategy criteria, and funding agreements are recommended for the 4 events. The implications of carrying out this funding allocation is that by funding these events through the Major Tourism Events Partnership Program, Council can assist to secure both the financial and operational sustainability of these events while also ensuring a significant economic boost for the Shire's economy. Reports from previous years indicate that events such as the Grampians Grape Escape contribute around $2 million annually to the local economy, which accounts for about 2% of the overall tourism for the Shire. The event, held over 3 days, attracts approximately 7,500 people to our region, benefiting local hospitality, food and drink industries. Run the Gap draws over 1,300 participants along with their families and friends from regional, metro and interstate locations. On a smaller scale, this translates to a 3-to-1 ratio, bringing over 3,000 people into Halls Gap for the May event weekend. And Grampians Art hosts 2 annual art programs in Halls Gap each March and September. These programs attract many new and returning participants along with their families and friends who stay for an average of 7 nights per program. With around 1,000 participants and their families, this creates a substantial ripple effect on the local economy. And finally, Great Western Rodeo attracts 5,000 patrons annually on Good Friday, bringing many to the region from near and far, specifically for the event. I mentioned also, Mayor, that Council does support the stall Easter gift as well. However, that's on a separate agreement to these major agreements. So the benefit for the Northern Grampians Shire, the local economy, by ensuring these events continue is quite substantial, especially in terms of the economic development and also the ability to showcase our region exceptionally well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Greenberger. Councillor Blake, did you wish to speak?
Yes, although I wouldn't have covered it in such detail as Councillor Greenberg, but there was a lot of thought put into the 4 that we've chosen, but it is justification for what we can get out of it all just by the input that we put in. But no, it's very, very good. Thank you. Well spoken. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. So any other councillor like to speak for or against the motion?
I'm speaking for the motion, but I just wanted to point out that this is our $80,000 a year for our major events. So these are the 4 major events that have been selected. And it's to enter a 3-year agreement, so it gives them a bit of security for the future so they can do their planning to keep the events happening into the future. But it doesn't mean there's not money available for other events. So Jenny mentioned that there were 5 applicants. The applicant that didn't get the major events money is still able to apply for funding and grants under other of the schemes that the council has. So it's not, if you miss out on this, you miss out. So.
Thank you, Councillor Porridge. Good point. So any other councillor have anything to say for or against the motion? Councillor Emerson?
Yes, I'll be speaking for the motion. I think it's important to note, Madam Mayor, that our events are a very important part of our council plan. And of course, it's the old adage that sometimes you've got to spend a bit of money to make a bit of money. The return on this money through tourism and through people visiting and through going to the wineries and spending money is a very large amount of money.
I agree totally, Councillor Emerson. Any other councillor wish to speak for or against the motion? Councillor Greenberg, would you like to sum up?
Yes, thank you, Councillor Probst. I believe that's a very important aspect of the strategy. The next level of events, the strategy is where we also look for other events that are happening locally and we work with them to try and work them into the situation where they can become major events. So the idea is to try and grow our events over time And then there are also, as well as those events, there are also community events. So just things where the community wish to run a particular event for the purpose of celebrating within the community, as distinct from bringing people outside into the community. So it is a very in-depth strategy, and I commend it to you. It is available, I believe, if anyone's interested to have a look at it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, events are very, very important to our economy. Tourism events and tourism events grants are really important that we support those people that have events as well. So I will now put that to the motion. Those in favour? Okay, so that's carried. So 9.5, infrastructure, finance and corporate services, do it well. 9.5.1, budget variation for Wimmera Southern Mallee Council's advocacy. So we have the officers' report there and we have a recommendation.
I would like to move that the council approves a 2025-26 budget variation of $10,000 plus GST to fund the share advocacy costs associated with the Wimmera Southern Mallee Council's Alliance trial.
Thank you, Councillor Hine.
Happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. So, Councillor Hine, did you wish to address the council on the motion?
This alliance has come together with the idea to represent the region more collaboratively and stronger together. So it's a broader representation. It's about resource sharing and efficiency, knowledge and skill sharing, and it builds greater resiliency and support. So some of the key issues and challenges that were workshopped and identified that require regional advocacy include stronger relationships with our state and federal governments, housing shortages, transport, emergency services and volunteer fund levy, health services, early years facilities, workforce shortages, council resourcing, mining, renewable water and community benefits. All these areas we share similar or common topics of interest, and by working together we can possibly have a greater impact. This is a trial, so the budget variation is to allow that the cost of operating this is shared amongst all those councils, and we will reassess on how the trial goes. We're keeping an eye on it, but we want to work together to be stronger.
Thank you, Councillor Hine. Councillor Emerson, did you wish to speak to the motion?
Yeah, thank you. It doesn't matter how careful you are in setting the budget, there are always some things that come up along the way where we've got to change our budget process, and that's what's happened in this instance. I think it's a great initiative where 5 or 6 councils come together and argue the same philosophies and points, and this will be money well spent. But unfortunately, we're required under our rules to make sure we amend our budget when something like this comes in at a late time. Good motion, great thing to bring councils together. Good discussion between more councils is better than just with us, and these things affect everybody that we'll be discussing, so I support the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. So any other councillor wish to speak for or against the motion? Councillor Hyde, did you wish to sum up?
Not much more to add than what Councillor Emerson has actually just also added on. So it's 6 councils in total, 5 others. I just thought I'd clarify that for us all, but it's always better to work as a team. So I'm very much looking forward to see where this goes in the next 6 months.
And I agree, stronger together, and I think it's a very exciting motion, and hopefully we can kick some goals and achieve a lot with our advocacy. So I will put that to the motion. Those in favour? Okay, that's carried. So item 10, notices of motion or rescission. We have no notices of motion or rescission. So I'll go to reports from councillors, and I will start with Councillor Greenberger.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been a busy month. We say that every month, but yes, it's always a great opportunity to get out and about and represent Northern Grampians Shire around the community. And for me this month, there's also been an opportunity to engage in more broadly across the state with other councils. I've attended, along with Councillor Emerson and Blake, the Municipal Associations of Victoria conference in Melbourne, which was most informative and brought back some great ideas to share with my colleagues here, because I think, you know, it's not really worth trying to just invent everything ourselves. It's great to be able to tap into what's happening in other councils around the state. Had the privilege of representing council at the Stall Fire Brigade annual dinner. It's amazing the work that our local brigade, Stall Fire Brigade, does. It was a great celebration, and there were awards presented to various members, including one award of 50 years, which was an amazing achievement. I guess what was very gratifying from my perspective was how many younger people were involved in the Stall Fire Brigade and the contribution that they're making. So congratulations to the Stall Fire Brigade and the work that they do, and very much appreciated by all of the community. I was able to make just a short speech to thank them for their work. Another great celebration was the Northern Grampians Shire Council celebration of different groups around the community who have received grants for activities. It was an idea that was brought up by staff to bring all those recipients together to celebrate with each other and to learn from each other about the different events that are going on around the community. It all helps to build community, and I think it's wonderful that we're able to see the sorts of things that are happening. And also the stall show, attended the stall show, that was lovely. And finally, I just wanted to mention the Barradji-Gadgin Land Council, which is based up at Dimboola. We had a really excellent meeting up there where 9 local government areas were represented, and we were looking at our council plans and how our plans are aligned with the strategic plan of Barradji-Gadgin Land Council, and how we can work together to bring everyone together and to celebrate the culture of our First Peoples in this area, and work together towards creating a really positive future for everyone who lives in our community, including our First Peoples. Thank you. That's all I'd like to report this month.
Thank you. Councillor Probst.
Well, just this month I want to concentrate on celebrating our local events. Sorry. I love technology. Concentrate on celebrating our local events. So Jenny went to the one in Stall, I attended the one in St Arnaud, where we had a few different community groups there talking about the trials and tribulations and the joys of running your local community organisations, where we all struggle for volunteers, and you just need these passionate volunteers to put in and to get things happening. So it was really fun just to share with them and see people who are excited about doing things in our communities. One of the things in St Arnaud, we've got a show and shine now, so classic vehicles, not so many motorbikes, but a lot of old classic cars. It's about the second year that they've run it. It's a really big event, and it was just such a brilliant day. Lots of people come into town. The nice weather helped a bit to wander around and have fun talking to people and looking at the classic cars. And we talk about sort of partnerships as well. St Arnaud Sports Stadium was about to turn 50, and that was the council and the education department and the local community got together 50 years ago and got the sports stadium up. So inside we've got basketball, squash, there was indoor cricket. If everyone wants to start it up again, come and see them. table tennis, pickleball. A lot of events happen in there. Squash, did I mention? And so it's coming up to its 50-year birthday. So it's really quite exciting to see something that's still existing and providing facilities to the community that's been around for a while. But 50 years is nothing when you compare that to the St Arnaud Brass Band that just turned 150 years old. And they had a big weekend to celebrate that. And they had a concert on the Saturday night. And it was probably one of the best concerts that I have been to for a long time. Even beats the ones at the Palais in St Kilda. We had the brass band playing, and you think, oh, okay, brass band for a couple of hours. But the brass band hall is also used by other community groups. Tai Chi.
Ukulele.
Oh, now I've had a mental blank.
Ukulele.
Who else uses it? The Ukulele
Yep.
Club. And someone else uses it, and it's just escaped my mind. But at the concert, they had all the different users of the band hall being involved in the concert, the line dancers, that's what it is.
Yep.
So while the brass band was playing, we had the line dancers up there doing their thing. The dance studio came, and in St Arnaud we have a big disability network, so Murdoch Community Services, and so the dance studio also does dance groups for the Murdoch House clients, and so they came up and they call themselves the All Stars, and they did a wonderful dance routine to some 1950s Grease-style music, and it just added a buzz to the whole night. It got the audience involved, and it was just brilliant to see all these different groups coming together for a concert that was probably the highlight of St Arnaud's year. The ukulele group played, and the other thing. And the Tai Chi. We had a Tai Chi demonstration too, not to pipe band music, not to the brass band music though. But it was just, some of the people involved in the brass band have been in there for not the 150 years, but for a fair proportion of that. And I think too, it's really important that events, like music events and art events, are highlighted or are given importance in our communities and in society generally, because so much of society we see is based on money and how much will this cost and will it make, and all these market forces and things. And it's easy for us to lose sight of how important music and arts are, because that was a bit of a downer week for me. But then going to the concert on the Saturday night and the barbecue they had Sunday morning and listening to the music helps your emotions, doesn't it? You can all relate to it. It helps you feel better. Brightens up a sad day, helps you commiserate if you feel like it. But I think it's really important to thank and appreciate the people who put so much time and effort into keeping these community clubs going, and the work they put into the concert and the different clubs coming together. It was just really exciting to see that. So yes, we do have a lot of local events we can celebrate, and we can do that only because we've got a lot of volunteers who put their time into doing it. So as I repeatedly say, thank you to all the volunteers who spend their time and their effort making our country towns really wonderful places to live.
Thank you, Councillor Probst. Councillor Emerson.
Yeah, thank you. In addition to some of the things that I've attended with Jenny and with Karen, we've had another 4 council briefings this month, which takes a lot of our time, and the council meeting as well. I've had some discussions with some outside people who are looking to do some housing development in our community, which I hope will come to fruition and be great for our region. Store Gift Event Management Board takes up a bit of my time getting ready for next year's event, and people might think it's pretty early yet in November, but it's $1 million event now, and it takes a heck of a lot of work from my board, the Store Gift Event Management Board. But along with all the other things that we do day to day, they're the main things. In the next couple of days, Jack and I are actually going to Bendigo to attend the Road and Transport ALGA meeting, and we'll be there putting up our case for the roads and transport in the Northern Grampians Shire.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. Councillor Hyde.
Like Councillor Greenberg said, another busy month, so I've met up with a lot of individuals, but here's some of the more sort of larger things that I've attended. The Visit Victoria 2030 down in Melbourne, which is a bit of an update from Visit Victoria on the directions and plans, and I gained some updates on trends and take that information away and give some valuable ideas for our region. I attended the Federation Walks dinner in Halls Gap. This is an annual event that is held somewhere across Victoria, and this year they chose Halls Gap. It's 250 hikers, walkers that came into our region, and I was so impressed by them. They made me feel quite inadequate, actually. I was just, not only does the organisation volunteer to maintain a lot of tracks and remove invasive weeds and stuff, but since 1949, they have been actually volunteering their time with VicPol to help find lost people every time that there's a bit of a missing person in the bush. So hats off to them. Federation Walks, good on you guys. Thanks for visiting our region. I attended the community celebrations and achievements, and also Barraja Gadgin, and Great Western's Future Committee have now completed their Futures Plan 2025-2035. So it's an updated one on the existing one that they already had for the last 10 years. They got on board an external facilitator to take on a lot of data that Northern Grampians Shire had collected and their own, and came up with their next 10-year plan for their town. It is a fabulous future direction for them, covering tourism, community wellbeing, community infrastructure and environmental sustainability. So if you'd like to read that plan at the moment, it is available through the Great Western's community notice board Facebook page. So if you go on the Facebook page and just click on files, you'll find it. If you struggle, reach out to me, I'll get you a copy. Also attended the Renewable Energy Stakeholder Reference Group and Community Emergency Planning session in Great Western, which was really valuable as well. Good to see that community there taking ownership of their own. So I was grateful to be a part of seeing that as well. So yeah, it was a great month.
Thank you. Councillor Blake.
Right, I've got a phone full of notes here of what I've got up to this month. I just want to acknowledge a ex-school teacher, community worker, very much loved lady over in St Arnaud that passed away on the weekend, Mrs Patching. But mainly I just want to make it really short because we've got a room full of people that just want to get this over and done with. So I'm just going to get back down there and let question time happen. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. So I'll try and keep mine a little bit short and try not to double up. But this month I had my last local government mayoral advisory committee meeting in Melbourne, and I just want to say how I've enjoyed being part of that group. A lot of reading involved with it, but very informative. I've learnt a lot. In my mayoral role, I've had to read up on lots of things all about local government and get my head around a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have read otherwise. So I've really enjoyed that, the fact that it has sort of had made me read and increase my knowledge. And I've just enjoyed being part of the advisory meeting because I've been the most smallest rural council, so I think it's really important that the rural council voice is heard on those advisory meetings, and I've just been pleased that I've been that voice and been able to have my say, and it was great. We have had lots of conversations, very respectful. A lot of people said it's probably one of the best mayoral advisory group that they've had, but yeah, I've just really enjoyed it and really been pleased to be a part of it. So also, whilst in Melbourne, Jack and Jenny and myself also met that day prior to the meeting, and we had an afternoon at Parliament House, which was lovely. So we got to see question time, we got to wander around and talk to a lot of MPs, and have a chat to some MPs, and it's great to put your face out there and talk all things local government, but you learn a lot as well, and they learn a lot about you. They learn about your needs, and they give you some ideas, what you may do to help with if there's issues that you may be confronting, and it's just well worth councillors going down and being in that space. So thank you to Councillor Blake for sort of heading us in that direction, and hopefully next time we can all go down there as a collective, because it was just such a really good day. I really did enjoy it. We've had a Wimmera Regional CEO and Mayor's meeting, which was quite good, and hopefully we can get some advocacy issues on the table and start the alliance going forward now. I'm really looking forward to what we can achieve. So a few of our councillors also went to the Storm Mechanics Institute. We had a bit of a tour at that, and Gordon and his brother are doing a lot of work there, and hats off to them. They've done a great job. I can't wait to see the finished product. It sounds very exciting. There'll be a little bit of a restaurant, a shop, and 3 really sort of Manhattan-style suites, which I think they'll do a really good job of, because they've done such a good job with what they've done, with what we can see. So it was thank you to them for showing us through, and hopefully they'll have that finished Easter next year. So we'll sort of keep a bit of eye on that space. So I also visited a couple of shops on our main street. Our main street at the moment is just a really good positive vibe at the moment. So we have a new shop's open, Gifted, and I popped in and saw Rianne, and she's just put a lot of work into it. She's got some really nice, just easy gifts, like if you walk in and you're not sure what you're going to buy a present for a friend or a family member, there's just so much stuff there, and you just sort of, there's so many things you think, oh my gosh, they're really nice. So I think she'll do really well, and she's going to do a little bit of online. So I had a bit of a chat to her. New owner, Perry Shoes, and I think Kristen at the moment will keep it pretty much the same as what it is, but she's just such a lovely, bubbly person. So if you're up the street, pop in and see Perry Shoes, and go and see the new owner. And also Adrienne's done a lot of work to her new look shop, and she's got a heap of clothes. She's extended her shop. She's very excited, and she's put a lot of work into what she's done, and I thought I'd pop in and have a chat to her, and then end up buying a couple of things while I was there. But yeah, it's just a real positive vibe at the main street at the moment with all that's happening. So and positivity creates more positivity, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. So Councillor Prose and myself went to St Patrick's School Sananad Creators Colour Run, and that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? The kids had an absolute ball, got covered in colour, but yeah, they didn't go in 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They just kept running around and going through as many times as they could, but it was great. It was great to go there and have a look at the school. They've done some renovations, and yeah, beautiful school. It has a really nice feel to it, and I just really enjoyed being part of their Creators Colour Run. Went to the Lions Convention this weekend. So Friday night, Jack and myself went to cocktail hour, and then Saturday was there to welcome all the guests for the official opening. And one nice thing like that, the Lions do go over and above beyond for our community. I was quite surprised and quite not like... They do a lot, don't they? They do a lot in that space, and I was really pleased to see what they do, but they couldn't speak highly enough of Northern Grampians Shire and the support that we've given them for this event, and also at Easter when they had their carnival. They just spoke really highly of Northern Grampians Shire, and I thought that was really nice, and they actually got up on stage and said that officially. So yeah, it's great to get the positive feedback from community members. Jack and myself also went to the stall show. We did some emceeing. That was a very, very busy morning and partway into the afternoon, so it was a full day, wasn't it? But it was really, really good. And then that afternoon I went to St Arnaud for the race day event, which was really well attended, and it was a little bit overcast, but it was actually perfect weather for the races, so we had a really nice day. Also been to store gift event management meetings. We've had a few on, haven't we, Murray? Yeah, there's been a lot in this last month. And went to the 150 years celebration with the St Arnaud Citizens Band, and I agree with Council Pro. This is probably one of the best concerts I've been to too. It was just so much fun. It was really, really, really well organised and well run. I also went to Spacky, so Store Performing Arts concert, Into the Woods concert. I went to their first opening, and even though they had a few hiccups, I didn't know this till the next day when I was talking to somebody at the stall show, and they said, oh, we had a few little hiccups, but sitting there watching it, you couldn't tell. They were fantastic. The vocals, the presentation, the colour, the costumes, it was just a lot of fun, and well done to Spacky for putting on such a great show. And yeah, this week and this month, it's been a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, so generally been a fairly busy month all round. So that concludes me. So just have a resolution, and there's also 2 reports, Audit and Risk Committee, which Councillor Prose and myself went to, and that was a lot of reading for that particular meeting, wasn't there? It was quite a lot to get around, and the Walkers Lake Advisory Group meeting minutes, and I have read those minutes. So somebody's happy to move that the reports be received. Councillor Blake and Councillor Hyde, the second, thank you. Show of hands. Okay, that's carried. Item 12, urgent business. Do we have any urgent business? No. So we'll go into item 13, public question time. So we have one public question time, one public question given to us. Thank you, Councillor Greenberg, just leaving, having declared a conflict of interest. So I'll just read through just the governance rules around public question time. So with questions, you either submit questions as you have done prior to the meeting, so they're questions with notice, or you can submit them on the day just prior to a meeting, and they're questions without notice. So at the moment we just have questions with notice. So I will get Philip Gistom. I can either read them on your behalf, or you can come up and read the questions yourself. It's up to you. You happy for me to read them? All right. So Philip's got 3 questions. And the first question, so the question is representation, accountability and transparency. Given that the Northern Grampians Shire Council has a representative on the Lakes Fines Committee of Management, can Council explain what steps it has taken to ensure the committee is acting transparently and representing the interest in the broader community, including annual site holders, thousands of guests who stay at the holiday park each year, local businesses and other guests and other lake users, and communicating its decisions and activities. Further, will Council commit to seeking regular public reporting from the committee so that ratepayers and visitors can clearly see how decisions are clearly made on public land? So Vaughan Williams is going to reply to that question.
Hello. While Council has elected representative on the Lake Fines Committee of Management, Council is not responsible for the management of that committee. The committee is responsible for the management of the recreational areas around the lake, and that the Lake Fines Committee of Management is responsible to GW and Water, but Council is nowhere in that diagram.
Did you want to put that diagram up? Yeah. So you can see what diagram he's talking to. Yeah.
Yeah, just in terms of the governance structure and how it all works, I suppose just going back one bit, that's the area of land. Sorry for any of the people who aren't here, you won't be able to see what I'm looking at, but I've got an image of Lake Fines on the TV here. GWM Water, you'll see that pop up in a sec, they deal with the water component of it. The area, the green bit outside of the water area, is what the Committee of Management is responsible for managing. So the way how it works is that GWM Water, as I said beforehand, manages the water reserve and have delegated their responsibility for the land around the lake to the Lake Fines Committee of Management. Now, they manage all of the recreational land on behalf of GWM Water, and there's 3 officers of GWM Water on that committee. The caravan park owner is a lessee of the committee, right? So that's the relationship there. And anybody who's a tenant there has an agreement with the caravan park owner. So as you can see in this whole relationship, council has no part to play in its accountability of any part of this. So that's just a bit of an explanation.
Just thought we'd just give you we've had a bit of a chat about it today, and that was one of the briefings that Vaughan had up, and it explains it quite clearly. So we just thought we'd just show that to you. So we have another question from Philip. So second question is, as the Committee of Management operates under the Water Act and includes council representation, can council outline what formal oversight or reporting mechanisms are currently in place to ensure the committee's decision with good governance, lawful process and the community's best interests? If no mechanisms exist, will council initiate a review to ensure accountability and compliance moving forward? So Vaughan, second question.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a bit of a broken record here because it's the same answer in that council doesn't have any capacity to have any oversight over the management of either the committee or GWM's management of the committee or the land.
And the last question. Council can council confirm whether it has reviewed how revenue generated from the Lake Fines precinct, including the holiday park and other lake-related activities, is being managed by the Committee of Management, whether those funds are independently audited, and if the income is being reinvested into improved public amenities, environmental management and local tourism infrastructure that benefit the wider community?
Yeah, so once again, council doesn't have any oversight function in relation to the management of the committee, but any issues that you do have should be either raised with the Committee of Management or with GWM Water. Okay,
so we're happy to, after the council meeting, to stay back and have a little bit of a chat to you. So that's public question time, and we'll now go into item 14. So we have a question in confidential in a confidential meeting. So what will happen is that we will close the meeting for a short while, and we'll just ask you to move, and then you can come back in after we've dealt with our confidential matter, and we can have a chat informally, because I'm sure you've just got some more questions that you probably want to ask. So we'll just have a resolution that we go into a closed meeting.
Yeah, happy to move a motion that we go into closed council to discuss some confidential matters.
Thank you, Councillor Emerson. Just someone to second that.
Yes, I'll second that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blake. Thank you, and we'll now go into closed council. Just might want to
Yep, thank you, Mayor. Pleased to report the outcome of the closed business. 14.1, the Council awards contract C25012 Road Footpath Curb and Channel Assessment to Infrastructure Management Group Limited for their amended lump sum price. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, there being no further business, I would declare the meeting closed at 1:18 p.m.